People pleasers in chat, listen up. That's good advice. The world does not revolve around you and your preferences. I think this because of one of the top comments on the post when I found it mentioned Gaycation. What? We will inspect your home. Warning. Episodes may contain discussion of potentially triggering subjects. Please see the description for more information. We got a new hole. Am I the hole for considering calling off my wedding because my fiance refuses to sign a prenup after I found out she has massive credit card debt? I'm a middle-aged man supposed to be getting married in a few months to my fiance. We've been together for 3 years, engaged for 1, and for most of that time, I genuinely believed we were on the same page about life values and, importantly, honesty. For background, I've worked hard to build a stable financial foundation. I'm not wealthy, but I own my home outright, have no personal debt, have been saving and investing since my early 20s. It's been a priority for me, especially since my parents went through a nasty divorce that ruined both of them financially. About a month ago, while we were discussing wedding costs, I brought up a prenup. Not in a cold or controlling way, I just wanted to protect the life that I've worked hard to build. I was upfront that I'd still be fair and the agreement wouldn't leave her with nothing. I expected an adult conversation. Instead, she immediately got defensive. She said things like, "So you're already planning for divorce?" And I thought we trusted each other. I tried to explain it wasn't about trust, it was about transparency and mutual protection, but she shut it down completely. That's when red flags started popping up. She became evasive every time money came up, and I started noticing weird credit card offers in the mail. A few missed payments on shared expenses she said she would cover, and lots of I'll handle it later energy. So I asked directly if she had debt. She admitted it. $92,000 in credit card debt. Not student loans, not a mortgage, credit cards. $92,000 in credit cards. Fuck. She said it accumulated over the years from unexpected expenses and a few dumb splurges, but she never told me about any of it until I forced the issue. I was stunned. We're about to merge lives. This woman was about to legally become my spouse, and she didn't think I deserved to know she was 6 figures in the red. I know it's overwhelming, but let's not make it seem worse than it actually is. Okay. It's almost 6. Okay. But it's $8,000 from being 6 figures. I told her this made the prenup non-negotiable for me. I need to protect myself, not just emotionally, but financially. I told her I was willing to still move forward, but not without something in writing that protects my premarital assets. She lost it, called me selfish, said I was turning love into a business deal. That's what weddings are. That's what weddings have always been. Weddings are business deals. You are signing a contract with another person with tax implications. A wedding is a business deal. That's why weddings were invented. They have been used as tools literally the entire time they've been a thing. He's not treating love like a business deal. He's treating this business deal like a business deal. A marriage is one business deal. Sorry. I'm using them interchangeably, but marriage, it's a business deal. If you don't want your relationship to feel like a business deal,
don't get married.
There has been a huge societal stigma and pressure to get married. Absolutely. But unlearn that shit. It's not something that you have to do. She said that my house and money should be hers too if we're truly a team. Since then, she's refused to talk about the prenup again, and we're barely speaking. Even her mother called me and accused me of humiliating her daughter and being materialistic. All I want is to not be liable for debt I didn't create and to make sure the life I built before this relationship is protected. So now I'm seriously reconsidering the whole wedding. Not because she has debt, but because she hid it and then refused to take responsibility and now is treating me like the bad guy for trying to protect myself. I'm almost certain that she could pay her debts since she is a partner in her friend's business, but she just refuses to. Am I the whole for thinking about walking away? That's the original post. There's an update. So I wasn't planning to come back, but a lot of people messaged me, and honestly, it's been a hell of a few days. So yeah, the wedding is officially off. After I posted, I tried one more time to talk to my fiance, well, ex now. I told her I wasn't trying to be cold or controlling, I just needed to protect myself. I also said that if the roles were reversed, I'd completely understand if she wanted to do the same. I told her I could still move forward with the wedding if we signed a fair prenup. One that clearly said that her debt is hers and my home and savings are mine if things go bad. I also said I'd go to therapy or counseling with her if this felt like a deeper trust issue. She didn't take it well. She said again that the prenup was an insult and I was basically planning for divorce. Then she started crying and said I was humiliating her and that I was destroying everything we had built over money. But that's the thing. It's not just about the money. It's about the fact that she kept a massive amount of debt hidden until she had no choice but to tell me. And even then, she only told me because I pushed for it. That's not partnership, that's avoidance. Let's go, OP. Let's go, OP. Okay. So I told her I couldn't go through with it. I called the wedding off. It sucked. It still sucks. We told the venue, canceled what we could, and let people know. Her family is furious. Mine has been supportive, but trying not to say I told you so. I lost a lot of money, deposits on a suit, some family flying in from out of state, but honestly, that's nothing compared to what could have happened if I had ignored my gut. She moved out 2 days ago. We've barely spoken. I keep second guessing myself even now. I didn't want this, but I also don't want to wake up one day in financial ruin wondering why I ignored every red flag just to avoid hurting someone. I don't want to wake up one day in financial ruin wondering why I ignored every red flag just to avoid hurting someone. People pleasers in chat, listen up. That's good advice. Don't ignore red flags just to try not to hurt someone, just to try to make someone like you. Anyway, thanks to everyone who gave advice or just listened. I'm heartbroken, but I feel like I did the right thing. Doesn't make it easy, just necessary. Doing something because it makes someone happy is not the same as people pleasing. I'm talking about specifically people pleasing. Because you can absolutely do something that makes someone happy because it also makes you happy. Absolutely. Attempting to manipulate a person into liking you because you are scared of rejection, because you are afraid of XYZ, trying to manage someone else's emotions, that's manipulation. Reflect on the motivation. Obviously, it is a trauma response to protect your own safety, but it's something that I think you can and should unlearn to better yourself, because you should put yourself first. You should put yourself before others and not harm yourself. Literally not harm yourself physically or psychologically just to make someone else feel better. You should not sacrifice oneself for the betterment of another person. It is a case-by-case basis. You can't just make a generalized blanket statement. That being said, like, you can make small sacrifices for other people, but be conscious about your intent behind it, is what I'm trying to say. Got to put your own life vest on first, help everyone else after as much as you safely can, but keep yourself safe first. Absolutely. Why would you do a wedding knowing you already owe $100,000? If he owns the home, she could just work a few years and pay it all off. Could have postponed it until the situation was handled, even it was just a few years. Seems like he did a bit of an ultimatum. Kind of. Honestly, collaborative problem solving would have done a lot here. And if a solution could not be found, then break up, you know? The bigger problem is that she hid it from him and then still didn't tell him until he pressed for it, you know? She had every opportunity to say, yeah, that's fair. I want to work things out XYZ way to get rid of those debts. Right. I think it's time for some keyword search. What do you think? Now this one, I feel like could go either way. And I'm not sure. Am I the whole for breaking up with my boyfriend because of his food insecurities? I'm not sure if food insecurity is the correct term, but it's the term he uses to describe what it is. And honestly, I've been with him for 3 years and this is the first I'm hearing of it. So, I came into this relationship with 2 kids, a 10-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old son. I didn't introduce my boyfriend and the kids until maybe 8 months ago, and lately, Ben, the boyfriend, has been coming and staying here with us more often than not. Sometimes he will spend days at a time here and only go home maybe once a week. Well, more and more lately, I've noticed little signs of weird food quirks of his that I'm not okay with. He eats enough for easily 5 people's day worth of food. I'm assuming that means enough food to feed 5 people in a day. Or instead of letting my kids dish out their own food as I've always done, he's always doing it and giving them maybe 3/4 of what they would usually eat, but then loading his plate up to the fullest it could possibly get. Okay, that's fucked up. Yeah, that's not good. That's wrong. I pay for all of the food just so that we are aware. There was one time last week that my daughter had asked for more food and he spoke up and said, there isn't enough for everyone to have seconds. I actually stepped in and said that she could have more and that there was plenty for the kids to have seconds. I didn't tell him this, but like, I was so grossed out by it because he literally had enough on his plate to feed 3 people. And if he had just taken a normal helping like everyone else, then there would be plenty left over. But anyways, I spoke to him about it that night and told him that the kids come first. They eat until they are full, and that is how it goes in my house. He kind of put his hands up and said, sorry, it won't happen again, and said he just figured it, quote unquote, wasn't fair to everyone else who wanted seconds because there, quote unquote, wasn't enough for everyone. I'm assuming he meant himself, but anyways, he apologized, so I let it go. He keeps saying everyone. He keeps saying it wasn't fair to everyone else and wasn't enough for everyone. He's talking about himself. Why does he keep doing it? It's manipulation. It is, I don't know. I don't know why I even fucking asked. It's manipulation. It's trauma. Yeah, it's all the fucking red flags. You just, come on. But then yesterday evening, he went grocery shopping for me because both my kids had events and I had a bunch of others. I had a bunch of other stuff to do, and I simply didn't have time to grocery shop as well. He told me he would go for me. I sent him with my money, more than enough. I had a very specific list. Well, I had plain bagels and original cream cheese on the list. He comes back with 3 different types of bagels, onion and chive, everything, cinnamon,
Raisin.
no plain bagels as I'd asked for, and 3 different types of cream cheese, strawberry, blueberry, and onion, no original, but I didn't complain, it's whatever. But then this morning, my kids were making themselves bagels, and Ben started scolding them for not using the correct cream cheese to go with the bagel. He said, why would you even use strawberry cream cheese on an everything bagel? I bought the onion cream cheese for the everything bagels. Now what am I going to use on the cinnamon raisin bagels? Fruit cream cheese goes with these, not these. The world does not revolve around you and your preferences. These are not your kids. This is not your household. You are a guest here. And he wasn't even really being nice about it either. I mean, he wasn't raising his voice, but it was the look on his face. And I was immediately turned off. It was my money that bought that food, but since he went and got it, apparently he feels like it's his too and can dictate how my children eat it. That's the fucking part. I'm sorry, you've been together how long? You've been together 3 years. You've known these kids for 8 months, and you're trying to tell them how to eat. Grow up. Anyway, he left for work, and I told him that this isn't going to work out because I can't handle his hang-ups with food. I explained it more detailed than that, listed everything I mentioned above and then some, and he says, I'm really sorry, I have food insecurities, I know we can make this work, I will try harder to keep my mouth shut. But like, I couldn't get my daughter's face out of my mind when he was scolding her, and ultimately decided I could never chance that again and told him as much. He says he can't believe I'm throwing him away instead of trying to work this out. Am I the hole? Nah, fuck this guy. Maybe have a little bit more of an in-depth discussion about it, but also your kids come first. There's an edit. No, I will not be letting him come back into my home. I was just curious on if I reacted accordingly due to how guilty he tried to make me feel. Oh, he was guilting her too. Yeah, this guy's just a manipulative piece of shit. Yeah, he's not mature enough to date a single mom. It is what it is. Not sure what his hangups are, but I think it's control related. Yeah. I'm loving these strong parent posts. I'm loving these posts that we're finding where parents are sticking up for their kids. It's very nice. It's very, very nice. And now Lady Tetchy has one. Specifically requested a hole. My 22 female boyfriend, 22 male, keeps letting his friend, 24 male, come on our dates. My boyfriend keeps letting his friend come on our dates. And your friend Steve, Steve. Wait, yeah, can we? Wait, hang on.
For this night, I can't believe that it's finally me and you and you and me, just us and your friend Steve. Steve.
How we got into this predicament in the first place is that my boyfriend just really likes his friend, parenthetical Liam. He's like a brother to him. He saved his life once, etc. But he's on all our dates. I even brought one of my single friends on a date so we could double, and Liam and her don't date, so that failed. I've honestly asked my boyfriend, why is Liam on our dates? And he says that Liam is lonely, has nobody else. He has no siblings or girlfriend. But then my boyfriend kind of guilts me because, I know this sounds awful, Liam is the fucking package for guilt. His mom died when he was young, then his dad and him don't talk anymore, so Liam just doesn't have anyone else to talk to. I honestly think my boyfriend is guilt tripping me, and I don't think I can do this relationship anymore. If nothing changes, I'm leaving. This has gone on for 3 months. Like, sure, I feel bad for Liam, but I don't really know him, and it's not my problem. It's also not just dates. Movie nights, he's here. Going to the mall, he's there. Where is he not? TLDR, my boyfriend keeps bringing his friend on our dates and basically guilt trips me into not kicking his friend out. Also, I know this sounds made up, I still can't believe it, but it is very much real. And I basically just need validation that it's okay to break up with my boyfriend over this. Parenthetical, the whole post. Boyfriend date your Steve, that's what I'm seeing. Liam sounds codependent, that's kind of what that sounds like. Relevant comments. Before ending it, you are fully validated in doing so based on your post. Have you put your foot down? Why don't you plan dates and tell him his friend is not invited, period? I have, but as I said in the post, he always like guilt trips me into letting him come. Saying this out loud kind of just made me realize he's manipulative. The top comment is, it's okay to break up. You didn't sign up to be the third wheel in your own relationship. He can spend as much time with Liam as he wants as a single dude. Edit. I called my soon-to-be ex-boyfriend to meet up, and I'm gonna break up with him. I'm gonna tell him the exact reason, honestly. I swear if Liam is there, though, like, I'm not considering the possibility of not breaking up with him. It's not even just because of Liam. It's that he manipulates me into letting Liam come. Update. I broke up with my ex. I'm gonna call him Xavier. I went to where we agreed to meet up, and guess who he brought with him? Liam. I was very annoyed at this point and told him I wanted to speak with him privately, and he brings fucking Liam. It's very uncomfortable to break up with someone in front of their best friend, but I was too pissed. I told him I said I wanted to speak privately, and he said, say it in front of Liam. Eventually, I just get annoyed and say, that's it. I don't want Liam always here in our private life on dates everywhere. He basically said, remember what I told you about Liam's circumstance, blah, blah, blah. I said something like, I'm sorry, but I don't give an F about what Liam's going through right now. This is about me breaking up with you. Meanwhile, Liam is just standing there looking confused. I'll get back to this later. So we basically get into a fight in the park, and it gets to the point where I tell him that he manipulates me into not kicking Liam out of our dates, and about everything he told me Liam went through. Like a brother to Xavier, saved Xavier's life, dead mom, dad absent, no siblings, friends, or girlfriend. And then Xavier looks like he got caught or something. And Liam gets angry, saying, like, what did you tell her? This is all really funny and really awful at the same time. And it turns out none of what Xavier told me was true. And then Xavier looks like he got caught or something. And Liam gets angry, saying, like, what did you tell her? This is all really funny and really awful at the same time. It turns out none of what Xavier told me was true. Liam has a fiance, has a real brother and sister, and his mom isn't dead. So anyway, definitely broke up with Xavier. Like 40 minutes later, Liam DMs me basically saying that Xavier told Liam that I wasn't comfortable being alone with Xavier, and that he thought I wanted him to be on the dates. Sir, what? He said the reason why he agreed is because his fiance is living in Europe to finish up her study abroad, and he had nothing better to do. So Xavier just flat out is a liar. Glad I broke up with him. Mad I got lied to, but oh well. This was honestly not the turn of events I was expecting, and I have to get it out somewhere. It sounds like Xavier was the one that wasn't comfortable going by himself and was scared to be alone on a date by himself. I think this because of one of the top comments on the post when I found it mentioned Gaycation. What? He has either surrendered to the Gaycation or been destroyed. Oh my God. He's building his way up to asking Liam if he wants to go on Gaycation together. That's the beauty of the Gaycation. And they are going on a Gaycation. What happens on Gaycation stays on Gaycation. You have to surrender to the Gaycation or be destroyed. No. I like cum god. I could be a cum god. Cum streamer? No. Cum god? Absolutely.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Thank you for that gift sub to Twink Jesus.